We have done with the quiz. Okay. So, as we have seen and mentioned a little bit from yesterday and 2 days ago, so there are different libraries, which is one of the powerful features of Python. So, if you would like to use something about words, I'm sure there are lots of libraries to manipulate word files. If you would like to work in or modify Excel files, automate them in some way that you would like to have, this is an Excel library that's for the Python's Excel library to manipulate Excel data files. So, OpenPyXL library is a Python library for reading and writing Excel, XLSX, or like the Excel files, So we are going to download this one, but before that, there is also another library. So, in most of the occasions, for example, so there was an algorithm called Monte Carlo simulation. So let's say that you have chances of 66% for a problem to be happened. So to create the 66% chance, you need the random number generator. So basically, the scientists, I think it was one of the hardest decisions to make, should be using dates and time values to create random things. So it gives you from 0 to 1 number. Let's say randomly, it gives you 0.75. If it is more than 66, okay, this is the situation, you can do something. So random library is like very useful one if you are doing if you are using some probabilistic methods or in general. So this is a standard library, so you don't need to download this. Just like yesterday's workshop, we had used the PIP model, pip install and take enter. So for this one, we don't need to download because it comes automatically with the Pythons. Okay. Since we are going to see the SQL, let's take a look a little bit of introduction to the SQL. So why we need SQL? So basically, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So since we are in the 21st century and the databases are quite larger than before, so there are some ways to store those data in databases. So SQL is a kind of a rule to connect that database and manipulate its data, modify the data in that database without having some problems. So some problems that can happen during data manipulation in databases. They say that you are 5 people and 5 scientists that work in the same database. So let's say that you want to add something to the database while the other one is also working on that file. You may corrupt the file. So because of that, these kind of situations, the SQL language has option to commit and close the connection. By that way, you are not going to have some problems while working in the same database with the other scientists. SQL is used to perform various operations on the data stored in the database. So SQL is also like another language, but while using the Python, we can just use some SQL codes by using SQLite package, the library of by that way we don't need to learn SQL from zero. We can just use the things that we just want to need. So where to use SQL? We have like a data retrieval and reporting options, data manipulation, transformation, database administration and maintenance, business intelligence and analytics. These are some of the stuff that is use SQL. This is the brief information about this library. It's again like a standard library that comes with the Python itself. You don't need to download it. And one of the difference between the other SQL-based programming versus the Python's SQLite, you don't need a server because the normal SQL programming requires a server to have the operations. Basically, you connect to the server, you connect to your table, which is your like the database. Then you modify something, add or retrieve some data, close your connection. This is how the system works. But thanks to the SQL3 library, we don't need a server. We are just going to create a DB file, database file, and we can just connect this data file, just mimicking that we are connecting to a server. This is one of the things, like key concepts that SQL gives to us. Yeah, disk-based database. Yeah, there is only two. Like there is no more options. Okay. Today, as I said, we are going to we are going to see like what have we learned and put them to the test. So the exercise, we are just going to add a theme to have some better visuals in the program that we have developed yesterday. And what I'm proposing, so we can also extend this one as well. We are going to add two more buttons to the application that we have done yesterday. And the first one will create a random generated. So we are going to see random library, how it works, how to create a random values to do like trials. And the first button will create a random SQL database as a DB. And the second one will scan that DB database, and with the name that we will be specifying, the file, it will create an export Okay, so I will just show you how to like implement a theme to your file. So if you don't mind, I'm just like sitting now. Okay. So for that one, I have found it already, but how to find it? So it was a forest DTK theme.
There's nothing in the screen.
Oh, sorry. I think I have.
You can duplicate.
I'll just duplicate. I think extended. Duplicate. Yes. Let's share the screen as well. Our screen is shared. Okay. So I was like trying to find some of the others as well. So one of the things, since we are going to deal with the Excel, I choose this one, Forest TTK theme GitHub. And the first one, RDB and the Forest TTK theme. So in the GitHub, so it's like a very important tool to use. So we are not going to go further much information or details about GitHub, but so every programmer or every developer has a GitHub that has a profile, and every company has like if they are working with like groups. By that way, they are using GitHub as a database. They are just committing some of the codes that they have done individually and check it as a version. So let's say that I'm working in version 101. And somebody changed it, becomes 102, and by the way, it will be just like developing. So in this one, the README files, the MD file, is shown in here, and the light one is looking like this, and the dark one is looking like this. And also in most of the themes, they will put how to use sections as well. So for that one, in here, code we want to download with zip. Let's see in the folder. So there is the zip file. I'll just right click and extract it here to the to a folder. Okay. So right now we have the theme. So since I would like to use the dark theme, I will be just selecting dark TCL and forest dark folder. I'm just copying them. Now I'm going back to the original project file where I made like my project. Yes, I already pasted them here. So you just need to paste them here where your main is located. Now it should be something, you should be looking for something like this. Your main file, a TCL file, and the additional folder. Okay, let's open our Visual Studio Code. And I think I need to change the preferences to like a little bit bigger. 24. Yes. Okay. So there were no like it was originally like this. So there were some functions as well. So as you remember, we had the window and we had the title. So between them, so like where did I just get them? So in here, so it was right, yeah. In here, it was saying that root, which is our window, it called this root window.tk forest light if you would like the light, or if you would like to use dark, use dark. So since we are just using the dark, and then we need to add a style, and we need to add the theme use to dark. So where you can just like copy the things that I have written. So I have created a style in window. So by the way, all the things like checkboxes or the other things that we were using will be stuffed here. Yes. And yeah, we are going to call the forest stack from the folder. So these three are the ones that we have added. Just give me a second because I think I just put some my functions to somewhere, but I forget where I put them. Yes, there they are. Okay, so I will just show without them. So how we were commenting them, control and slash. When we control slash, they become commented. So which means that we are not using them. So let's see the original one. Yeah, I was like having some modifications. Now we should be done. Yes. Okay. This is the original version. This is the same thing that we have done like yesterday. We have checkboxes. We do have like plus minus and name boxes. Okay, so let's see how it affects with the style. I have just opened the styles again. And let's see. Okay, can you see the difference? Now the buttons are like gray and it has the green thing, that green white theme for like the Excel. We just had like some visuals. So you can either add the instead of for stack, for slide as well in here. So how does it look like? It is better. So we can adjust a little bit of padding to the buttons, which will be better. So what was our things that we need to add? So what was our objectives? We need 2 additional buttons in here. They were in the button container. So we are going to add 2 more buttons in the button container. By the way, like the first button will create a SQL, and the other one will create the Excel file from that SQL. Okay, so let's start with creating those buttons. So where we have the container buttons, as you remember, we just decide to put those So can you see, by the way? Do you want me to like make the font bigger?
It's okay.
It's okay, right? Okay.
Container 1.
Yeah, these are container buttons, which is the last one that we put our buttons inside. So since I would like to add 2 more buttons underneath, so I will just copy my button 1 and my button 2, both of them, and paste them under here. And I will rename them as button 3. Don't forget to rename the grids as well, and button 4. Right now, I want them to be in the first row, not in the 0th row. So I will put first.
So
Yeah,
it's still a bit more behind the
okay.
case. So shall we provide?
Okay. So just let me know when like you can follow me or not.
이게 범위 이제 내가서 버튼에 원투를 해가지고 3로
Let me also check it out. So these are the things that we have added right now. My button 3 and 4. So how it goes? Yes, my button 3, my button 4. Yes.
That's all.
That's it. And also the grids. They are not in row 0, they are in row 1. So by the way, we say that we are going to have 2 more buttons underneath. Everybody is okay right now?
I think we have to change the button names.
Yes. We can put, like, I just changed them as button 3. They were 2 or 1. So you can change, like, the name is not important. And you were saying the text, right?
Yes.
Yes, of course. So in the text and commands, right now we don't need a command, so I'll just deleting it because we didn't write our commands for that. So I'll be just deleting the commands in both. So the first one will be create DB, the first name, because we are going to create database. And the second one will be, let's say, create Excel. Now let's see how they look like. Okay, now we have 2 more buttons, create DB and create Excel. So what I'm saying, what I'm proposing now, let's add some paddings because they are like 2 shrink together. So I will be just adding paddings. Do you remember how we were adding paddings, right? It was paddings and pad-y. So I will just add some paddings and pad-y, just like 10 of them for each button. So I will be just copying them, paddings and pad-y, copy. Now in all button grids, I'm testing. Now you should be seeing something like that. So is that okay right now? So right now they are like more easy to like see. Okay. So right now I will show you. So you have seen you had already created your own functions. Right now I will just show how to get a function from outside and use it in your code, which is like again perfectly the thing that you will see. So for that one, we need to create our library. Okay, just like the take inter or similar to it, we are going to create our own library. So as you remember, we had created a file called source, right? Yeah, it was something like that. So in my project, in your projects, so let me close them, like my project, that was a folder we had created as a source. If there is no, just create another folder just press the my project and there is a create folder, new folder option. And yeah, create a source. Right now we are going to create a new file, which is going to have, let's say, your own library. What we can say that my library .py, because we need to add .py to create like a Python files. Okay. In this one, we are going to put our functions that is to create. So I just add like a my library.py.
Oh, one question. So you put this my library pi in the source.
Yeah, it is not in the source. So I just created it, and from
Okay.
here I will be just changing its place. Right now it's my library. Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to move that my library to the force. So it is totally like empty in yours. Just you right now you will have my library. Okay. So and we are going to use the random library. How we were importing libraries? Do you remember that? How to import a library? Like we take inter.
Import.
Yes. We were importing by using import command. And since we are going to use the random, we are going to use the random import random to use random library. Okay, now I will be showing you some of the functions that I have got from the internet. I didn't write them at all. Random string, random integer. Okay, so these are the functions that I found in the internet to create your like a random string. So just can you just write them as well? Before that, let's have a discussion. So there are some function comments that says that what are they are used for. But so can you see random string, what the random string is doing right now?
Yeah.
So you see there is a def, which is a defining a new function. The function name is random underscore string. We can change it, but yeah, let it stay like that because it is understandable. And you see there's something different that we haven't seen that yesterday. Length equals to 6. It means that our function random string has one parameter, and the parameter is length. So if we give a number, a parameter to this function, we can change the length. But let's say that somebody don't want to give any parameters inside. So if we add length equals to 6, it means that default, if there is no adjustments or specifications, it will consider input as a 6. This is how you can give default inputs. Okay, and put the letters A, B, C, D to X, Y, Z, which is all of the letters in the alphabet. And it returns
So basically it has an output in a function. So when we put something C equals to this function, it will have a return. And it used a join. So like I haven't used the join before. So you see like what join is used for. So when you come to the join with your mouse cursor, method, which is again called function. Function is a synonym of method in programming. It shows the information about join. Concatenate any number of strings. So basically it puts two strings together. Okay, so let's just use did you just copy it? Could you just copy the code? So it has a, like, yeah, the last one is for I. Like that, yes. I just get rid of the Explorer. And also just like the similar random integer. So in this one, random dot, we are using the library of random. Yes. Yes. Do you want me to come to look? What's looks like I think you need to close your Visual Studio and reopen it. You can download them here, right? Yes, yeah, I should talk.
나그 연결하시. 따로 만들. 얘는
Oh,
집안.
so, this works there, so, for example, yours.
Yes, yes.
It's because of the problem that we use the problems to start. I'm just going, and if it goes smoothly, you can just delete the theme lines that we have three, but they can continue to program without the theme. We will take a look to the theme later. Okay, and also we have a function to generate random integers. So let's again take a look while writing the random integer function. So it has two inputs, which is minimum value and maximum value. They have default numbers, which is 1 and 100, and they returns randomly selected random integer inside the min value or like between min value and max value. This is again random integer between minimum and maximum. It is one of the functions that random library gives to us. So, okay. Could you just write the functions, by the way? Okay. So let's go back to our main file. Now we need to import our own library inside. So how we can import? If we would like to import all of the things inside, we are going to use import. Name of the folder, it was source. Dot, when it shows there, my library. And I will add it as a my lib. Because since the my library, the Python file was inside the source code, source folder, we are going to use the source dot my library as my lib. So basically, we didn't put the diff functions inside our main to organize things. This is how you are working with multiple files.
If my library is not source, just my project folder.
If it is in the main, exactly in the same, you can just use the my library.
이게 소스에 있어서 라이브러리 있어. 여기 얘를 그냥 소스를
Now, let's just try what we have. So I will just call some prints to see in the terminal. So let's go in here. I will just delete them. I'm just trying to see what they are printing. So I will type mylib and dots. What was the name of the functions? Random string. Mylib dot. So it didn't give me to, sorry. Mylib dot random. So it looks like we need to get the name random string. And it should return a random name that has come from this ABCDFG. Let's try, does it work? Okay, so do we need to add like a source dot my library import random string and random integers. Yeah, it looks like we need to import the library like that, random string and random integers. So we are not importing like this. So let me just try it to double sure. Dot source dot my library. Okay, sorry about, I think I couldn't just get random string. If it doesn't goes for, I'll just check a look. So
You don't need
sorry, sir,
you can use the import the source library. You don't need it from line number 5. You don't need it in 5.
yeah, this is right.
Then,
Oh, yeah, this is, yeah, this should work.
yeah. Yeah. I think when was why takes the wrong? I think
Is
the error your file is not in the source. Your file is not in the source.
it is actually.
It is there. It is there. So your file is out of the source.
There is also another library called miner. Okay.
Put that one in source.
Yes, sir. Correct. So this is wrong. Okay, this is empty in my library. Okay. Yes. So it was about this one is to be in the source.
People.
And mylib dot random string. No, it works. Okay. Yeah, it was my bad. Sorry. I should open it in here with a source. Okay. I have imported my library as a mylib and use the function that found in a website. And it gives the random string. Okay. And I also would like to see the other one. random integer. Yes. Randomly generated string with a random generated integer there. You focus there, by the way? After this point.
This is version.
Yeah, it's working now.
It's working.
Yeah.
What was the problem? So,
Oh, like I didn't stay.
okay, yes, you have to say first. Yes, looks like I just saved the empty file. So right now it is working, right? And, okay, so let's get rid of the basic and I have stage. You need to focus on this. So let me look at the source.
지금 차로 퇴근하죠. 근데 이제 이것을 게임을 머릿속에 넣으면 거의 수업을 몇 번이 되냐 이게 다 연결이 있잖아요. 그런 생각을
Yes. So first, those things are
수업도 없으실 텐데.
Yes, it is.
저는 아까 이렇게 연결하고 그게 아직도 헷갈리고.
그러니까
My time.
당연히 다시 한번 가요. 뭐 그리고 되게 좋은 게 이렇게 하고 있잖아. 아까 해라 진짜.
Yes, if you just mind that inside source, right, is important. It's still and you can just use just like that. If there's a source right up for that, we'll just use this. So by the way, it just shows you how to go inside the whole process. Some other things in the nice.
생각대로
So right now we need to use the exa. Sorry, SQL. We are going to create the exa. Since we can generate random strings, we can generate names. We will just say that, okay, 100, give me 100 names. Because since we have a one random string creator, we can generate 100 of them, which is the first steps of our automation. Okay, so since we already have data like FMEA table that if you would like to work, we can just get this data. But right now, let's create names and integers, which can be called as their age, as some users. So there will be three information that we need to put to the database. So before using the database, we are going to use the SQLite 3, the library name. So we need to import SQLite 3. Oh. It should be just like that. SQLite 3. I am not going to use as something because we are just going to use in some parts of our code the SQLite. So I will be writing through here because I want the SQLite to be a function, because I just want to create the function when I press the button first. So how we were creating functions, create db. Yeah, okay, now this create db is the commands that we will be using in our bottom one. But before that, let's take a 10-minute break. And in the second session, we will be just going through the database creation and Excel exports. And yeah,
Change. So